What's going on, everybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So this is going to be the first time that we're really going to run this officially as a public macro update. I've been doing these pretty much every single day, or at least 5 times a week for everyone in the EPIQ trading floor. I decided I'm going to start to release these publicly for everyone on YouTube, and then anyone that's in the EPIQ trading floor, I'm just going to do a more in-depth version of this analysis. So first things first, if you want to check out this macro dashboard, this is free for anyone to use. You can just go to epictradingfloor.com and then you'll see crypto macro dashboard. And then when you go to the crypto macro dashboard, it's going to look something like this. A lot of different tools and resources to kind of keep up with the market. First things first, we can see auto is obviously up a lot. Besides that, on the plus or minus side of things, you're pretty much balanced. So the biggest winner right now besides auto is going to be Mantle, which is up 12. Rex is going to be down -11, Multiverse -4, AB +6. So plus or minus kind of sitting relatively in the middle. And that's kind of what we would be seeing with Bitcoin and Ethereum, because you can see 115,000, 0.46, and only up 1% right now in the 24-hour, breaking over and on top of 4,000, which is really bullish for Ethereum. XRP up 1, and then Binance up 1.78. So not too much movement overall at this exact time. If you're looking at this from a volume change perspective, which is what I like to look at, volume is outflowing at the moment. So there is room for opportunity for this to continue to pull down if the market really wanted to on the shorter terms. And from a macro perspective, you can see that it's going to be kind of 50-50. ChatGPT sets date when Dogecoin will hit $1. That's interesting, but bullish because they're already hyping $1. Kamath launches SPAC to tap AI, crypto, and clean energy boom. That's bullish. Crypto US 401k retirement plans may drive Bitcoin to 200k. That's bullish, but 200k is definitely a long shot. Ethereum ETF supply holding to exceed Bitcoin ETF holdings by September. Yeah, and especially when ETFs are allowed to do staking, especially in the United States, then I would imagine that's going to skyrocket. Why is crypto down today? That's an interesting post, but it's kind of baiting people as clickbait if I was to guess. Correction, watch 2025, pull back Bitcoin and just another bull run pause. That's also an interesting to watch as well, kind of more of a clickbait, but you can see the more recent news a little bit more bullish, and then these are going to be a little bit more bearish. From a technical perspective, there's definitely a lot more fear in the market from Bitcoin. You can see 12 sell signals, buy, 6 buys, and then for Ethereum in total, going to be more of a flat line. You're kind of getting into the buy, but it's not neutral yet, but there's definitely a lot of neutral signals. And then if you're looking at Bitcoin on the daily perspective, for example, you can see that there's still a little bit of a gap here on the fair value gap zone. So if we want to pull down just a little bit more, this zone has really been untested so far. So if we did want to sweep liquidity, we could theoretically drop down to like 110,000. And if you zoom out even more, there's definitely room for retracement on the longer terms. Now, will we actually retrace at one of these levels? Only time will tell. And realistically, even getting down to 99,000 is still pretty bullish and still a good long-term support level with good liquidity. But as you can imagine, a lot of people would freak out if we did get down to this price range. So it is something to keep in mind. And most people would probably freak out and think we're getting into a bear run at this point if we did drop down there, because people are already talking about the bear run is coming. And we barely dropped down. We're still at 115,000. So all things to keep in mind. And then from a macro perspective today, at 8:30 we have building permits, and that looks like that's going to be the main big one at the moment. But I appreciate you all. I hope you have an amazing morning, afternoon, or evening. And then even looking at it from the trading view perspective, you can see we're in a bearish crossover based on the EPIQ crossover strategy. We have a bearish pivot signal. There's a really strong point of control for volume at 96,000. There's also a really nice point of control for volume at about 105. So those two zones could be really nice support. And if those two fail, then you have another area about 83, which is going to be a pretty deep pullback if that was to happen. So that about wrap up this video. If you do want to stay up to date, just join us in the EPIQ trading floor. That link will be in the description as well in the comments. If you learn anything in this video, hit that like button and subscribe to this video. Hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with these videos as I post them every morning. Hit that subscribe button as I'll probably be posting these videos every Monday through Friday morning. I hope everyone has an amazing morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on wherever you're tuning in the world, and I will see you on the next one.